The Heart of Everwoods Mansion prologue. Once upon a time in the town of Everwood, 5 companions found themselves drawn into an adventure that would test their friendship. Max was bold and adventurous, always finding magic in ordinary places. Jake was the careful strategist, his practical nature balancing Max's impulsiveness. Lisa was cheerful, bringing light to tense moments. Tom was the joker, making everyone smile with his clever words. Seeking a break from daily life, they set off for a weekend trip to the countryside. Excitement filled the air as they drove along winding roads until dark clouds gathered overhead, casting an uneasy shadow over their journey. "Looks like a storm is brewing," Jake said with worry. "Maybe we should find somewhere to wait it out." Max grinned. "Oh, come on, Jake. Where is your sense of adventure? A little rain never hurt anyone." As the storm grew stronger, heavy rain poured down. Lisa too was swept up in the thrill, and soon even Jake agreed to keep going. Chapter 1: The Shortcut. When Max spotted a narrow, overgrown path, he lit up. "This must be a shortcut," he cried. Though the others hesitated, they followed, eager to keep moving. Deeper into the woods they drove. Trees pressed close around them, their twisted branches reaching out. The storm raged harder, rain hammering the car roof and wind howling through the trees. Jake gripped the wheel tight, every instinct screaming to turn back, but the group stayed, caught up in the moment. Suddenly the engine sputtered and died. "What the?" Tom started, his voice tight with panic. Jake sighed heavily. "We are out of fuel. I knew we should have filled up before turning off the road." The dashboard lights flickered once, then went dark. They stepped out into the pouring rain and spotted a huge mansion standing alone among the trees, a strange shelter in the storm. As they drew near, the heavy front door creaked open on its own, revealing a hall shrouded in shadow. "This place is amazing," Lisa said quietly, though her voice shook. "Let's get inside," Max said firmly, leading the way. Dust hung thick in the air. In the grand living room, old furniture lay draped in white sheets like sleeping ghosts. It felt as if the house had been waiting for them, holding its breath for what seemed like forever. Dust motes swirled in the faint light that filtered through cracked panes, glowing like tiny floating stars. Floorboards groaned softly under their boots, settling with a sound almost like a long, gentle sigh, and shadows shifted in the corners as if curious eyes were watching their every step. Thick velvet curtains hung heavy at the windows, swaying gently though there was no wind inside. The air smelled of beeswax, dried lavender, and the quiet stillness of many years. "Whole place looks like it hasn't seen a soul in half a century," Jake said, brushing a layer of dust from a marble mantelpiece carved with twisting vines and wild roses. "Yet it doesn't feel abandoned. It feels cared for. Like someone's been keeping it safe all this time." Lisa reached out and touched the sheet covering what must have been a grand piano, its outline soft and curved beneath the fabric. "It's beautiful. Even like this. I can almost imagine music filling this," Lisa whispered, her voice soft in the stillness. The words had barely left her lips when a faint melody drifted through the air, thin, sweet, and lingering, as if carried across decades of quiet. It sounded like the very piece she had pictured, soft notes weaving between the draped furniture and settling gently over the shadows. For a moment the white sheets seemed to sway, as if ghosts were dancing just out of sight, and the air held the faint ghost of jasmine and old champagne. Then the sound faded, leaving only the steady drumming of rain against the windows. "Okay," Tom said quietly, blinking in the dim light. "That is definitely not just wood settling." Jake smiled slowly, looking around the high, shadowed room. "It's not haunting us. It's showing us what it remembers." They moved deeper, stepping carefully past the draped piano and the carved mantelpiece, toward the grand oak staircase that curved upward into the gloom. Its banister was carved with twisting ivy and tiny wild roses, worn smooth by the hands of those who had walked it long before them. As they stepped closer, the air grew cooler, carrying the faint scent of beeswax, dried lavender, and ink, like an old library left open to the evening. Halfway up, Tom stopped short. "Wait, did you hear that?" like someone calling our names. But very soft, like they're speaking through mist, or from the other side of a closed door. They all froze, holding their breath. No footsteps echoed on the boards below. No shadow darted in the corners. There was only the steady drumming of rain against the tall windows beside the staircase, the distant, fading rumble of thunder, and a low, warm hum that seemed to rise right from the carved wood beneath their feet, like a song held just below the edge of hearing. I thought I was imagining it, Lisa whispered, turning slowly to look at the empty steps behind them. Like my own name, but so quiet I almost didn't catch it. Jake rested a hand on the smooth banister, his usual wariness softening into wonder. It's not trying to scare us. It's not shouting, or slamming doors, or making noise to drive us away. It's reaching out, asking if we are listening. Max nodded slowly, stepping forward to rest his fingers lightly on the carved banister. The wood felt warm beneath his touch, as if it had been waiting for someone to hold it for a very long time. No chill ran up his arm, no shadow loomed closer, only a soft, steady hum that seemed to rise from the timber itself, like a voice too quiet for ears but clear to the heart. Then let's answer it, he said gently. Let's keep going. They climbed together, moving slowly so no sound would break the strange, fragile peace that had settled over the house. The steps did not creak or groan as they expected. Instead, they felt solid, firm, as if the house itself was steadying itself to carry them upward. Outside, the storm had begun to soften, thunder rumbled far in the distance, and rain fell lighter now, like fingers brushing against glass. Halfway up, Tom stopped short. Wait, did you hear that? They all paused, holding perfectly still. For a moment there was nothing but the soft patter of rain, then it came again, faint, clear, and so close it felt like the voice was standing right between them, warm breath brushing their shoulders. Your names, Lisa whispered, goosebumps rising on her arms. It said all our names. Just gently. Tom leaned back against the banister, no trace of his earlier teasing left. It's not tricking us. It knows who we are. Like it's been watching us since we turned down that overgrown road. Jake ran a hand over the carved oak, its surface smooth and surprisingly warm. It's not watching to hurt us. It's waiting to be seen. All these shadows, all these quiet sounds. They're just trying to say hello. Max took another step upward, his voice steady. Then let's say hello back. Let's keep going. They climbed the rest of the way slowly, careful not to break the fragile stillness. The air stayed cool and sweet, carrying that same soft scent of lavender and old paper. At the top of the stairs, a long corridor stretched out before them, bathed in pale silver light.
Every door holds something. And this is what it's been leading us to.
Welcome. I have waited so long for someone to stop and listen.
They did, yeah.
The story of the heart was told for generations. A reminder that true courage is not being fearless, but moving forward together, even when you are afraid.